Alright, moving into my origin team. Look, you could go really controversial with this, but I've tried to be realistic. There's been a lot of talk about Tommy Turbo at fullback, but I'll be honest, they're picking Teddy at fullback. He's the captain. He's going to be there, so I don't think there's too much point speculating Tommy at fullback, but I get why people are saying it because he's playing incredibly right now. I would consider it, but A, Teddy's captain, so he's got to be there, and B, Teddy can't play any other position that we've seen, where we know Tommy Turbo is very good in the outside backs, and he can do his sort of similar stuff from the outside back position where he just pops up at first receiver, steams in. So I don't see why he can't have a similar impact to the game from centres. So I've got Teddy fullback, I've got Tommy Turbo in the centres, and that means I've got Pappenhausen on the bench as a 14. I think I could just picture his pace coming off the bench. I know Queensland have tried it a couple times and not necessarily had big impact. I think we also tried it maybe with Cody Walker one game and he didn't have much impact, but I think Pappenhausen, injecting him into a game would be pretty scary. Maybe, I don't know what you do, because I don't know if Pappenhausen can defend in the middle. Maybe, I actually don't know. Maybe you swing him back, put Teddy into the line for defence. I don't know. They can tackle that issue. They get paid a lot more than me. So that's where the fullbacks are. I've got Adokar on the wing and Toto on the wing. I know Daniel Tupou has been decent for New South Wales over his career, but I just think Toto's form's been irresistible. Pretty much averaging 100 post-contact metres a game, which is freakish. People are lucky to average 100 a game. He's averaging over 100 post-contact, so I think he's picked himself. I know he's small. I know they're probably scared about kicking it to like Coates kicking it to Coates on his wing or something like that, but I just think maybe you put Tommy Turbo on his edge. Turbo can take the high balls, and Toto is going to give you a great base for the sets running out of his own line. Next to Tommy, not next to Tommy Turbo, but at the other centre position, I'm going Latrell Mitchell. I know Gutherson played there last year, and who was the other centre? Maybe Jack Whiten? I actually don't know, but I'm actually going Latrell Mitchell here. He's got centre experience. Jack Whiten and Gutherson, not so much. Whiten played a bit of centre, I believe, to start his career, if I'm not mistaken. I might be getting confused, but I just think Latrell was in great form to start the year. When he was playing special centre, he was probably the best in the competition. So I would probably have Lomax there, but he's injured till round 14, so he's out of my calculation. So I've got Latrell in at 4, despite his lack of football over the last month. In the halves, this is the big one. I've got Jerome Luai and Nathan Cleary. I just think, I don't care about, I do care about it, but I just think when they're playing at a certain level, you've got to overlook how experienced they are. Otherwise, they're never going to get experience, if you know what I mean. And I'm not saying this is a year where we settle for a loss, but I genuinely think Jerome Luai deserves to play. I don't think Jack Whiten has slammed the door down. Yes, he won the Dally M last year, but I don't think he was the best player in the competition. And I don't think he slammed the door down in the opening 9 rounds this year. And Cody Walker, he's just not reliable enough for me. And I think Jerome Luai is the best option here. And I think he should be the number 6 for New South Wales alongside his club teammate Nathan Cleary. Moving into the forward line, I've got my starting front rowers of Payne Haas and David Clemmer. I'm not sure if Clemmer played last year, but I just think he's really always been good for New South Wales. Had a really strong start to the year for the Knights. And then in hooker, obviously got Damien Cook. In the back rows, I've got Angus Crichton and Tyson Frizzell. They're probably the 2 most locked positions on the field. Number 13, I would have had Cam Murray, but I think he's ruled out till round 13, and I wouldn't want to pick someone who has had injury issues in the last month. So I'm going Isaiah Yeo there. Nathan Brown hasn't really kicked the house down. And who's the other? Dale Finucane has only just come back from injury, so I'm going Isaiah Yeo. He's got a good combination as well with the other Panthers boys. Pappenhausen in at 14. I'm picking Tavita Pangai on the bench. I just think he could add a real explosive aggressiveness off the bench to New South Wales that they've sometimes lacked up the middle. I think he would do a really good job there. I've got Daniel Saifidi and I've got Junior Paulo. So 3 really big boys, with 2 boys who played last year in Saifidi and Paulo and Pangai. I just think they would be a really explosive bench along with Pappenhausen. That does mean I've left Jake Trebojevic out of it. I know he's starting to hit his straps recently, but yeah, I just think there's better locks in the competition right now, to be honest. White and Gutherson miss out. Yeah, I acknowledge it's very, very harsh. In pretty much every other era, players of that quality have found a way into the team, but look, I don't want to move positions too much, and I don't want to force players out of their natural spots. And for that reason, I'm just leaving them out, sorry, to Whiten and Gutherson. Stephen Crichton just misses out just because I think Tommy Turbo has to play. Regan Campbell-Gillard was another option I considered. Paul Vaughan as well. And then Lomax and Murray are the injuries that probably would have been there if full fit, but will miss out with injury, in my opinion. So stay tuned for my Queensland team next week. Let me know what you think of that New South Wales team in the comments. And I'd like to hear your thoughts. I know mine are pretty differing to some people.
It's a miracle! Oh, yeah! What about that one? Unbelievable! Balotelli, Aguero! Crowd cheers. Here's Siddle.